Yeah.
Here's the recording.
No. Oh, well.
Wonder what she said. I am now. Whatever you need for me to be.
All right, so we're gonna call to order a hearing on ordinance 2025-03 at 4:02. And did Mona help us find the original one of these?
The original one.
The 9802?
The original amount was 1,000.
Oh, that's fine if you know what it was.
Yeah.
That was just our only question last time, was what it was before. So it was 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay. So this ordinance is to amend ordinance 9802, establishing a connection fee to be collected by the town of Gentryville from the owners of the property served by sewage works. So connection to sewage. Under 9802, the connection was $1,000. This will update that to $1,500. Any comments on that? Okay, we will close the hearing for ordinance 2025-03 at 4:03. And then we do all that in here, right? After we start the other meeting, we adopt it. Yeah, I guess we'll keep it then. I don't want to hand it back to you. All right, and then we'll call to order at 4:05 the town board meeting. Minutes. Minutes.
I'm not sure if we're limited.
All right, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we just need a motion to adopt that if what we just had the hearing about.
I motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-03.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Did Alfred have a report? Should I holler at him? He's right there. Did you have did you want to talk, Alfred?
I didn't really have anything. We do the Philip Golf Car every year, the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Okay,
I was going to do that again this year, but we're gonna do it 2 days, 15th and the 22nd.
okay.
It's pretty shit. That's for the little house game, so. Really all I have.
Thank you.
It's
And then Marty's report. All right, for water and wastewater. We have repaired 2 leaks, finished flushing, abandoned 2 old meter sets, installed 1 new flush hydrant. We'll be focusing on winter prep for cold weather. For sewer, things are going well. They plan to discharge next month. And the sewer inspection was this week. And the conditions evaluated were found to be satisfactory at the time of the inspection. So things went very well with that. And town still working on cleanup of road rights of way. Cleaning up road rights of way, okay. And then, what is this? Oh, okay. Effective, excuse me. January 1st, 2026, Phyllis Hart will be resigning from the Gentryville Zoning Board. So we will need somebody to replace her if anyone feels so led. And she helped us out with a lot of years with that. So thank you, Phyllis. Sorry, all over the place tonight. We'll go ahead and open up for public comments and concerns.
I'm not sure if I'm speaking in the right section of the meeting, but I am requesting an appointment. I'm from the Spencer County Economic Development Authority. The county commissioners are hoping that Marty Brown would be willing to serve on the board. I know they've connected with Marty and he was not here tonight, but I was just hoping for an appointment of him to that board.
Oh, okay.
I probably do that. So I don't know if that's some appropriate place to.
I think it is. And he's okay with that?
Yes, he's already been to some of our orientation meetings.
Okay.
He's aware, yes. So
Okay.
me and Marty have been talking,
Okay,
and Heather Grease have been talking as well. So
okay.
So you need a motion for him to be on,
To appoint him
to appoint him to,
the Spencer County Authority.
yeah. I
Mhm.
motion to appoint Marty as on the, what you
County Authority.
said too many big words there. I just got up from 2 hours of sleep.
I got you. I got it for you.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Awesome. No problem.
My turn.
Yeah.
So, yes, so our Jackson Township. So, the Jackson Township trustee and advisory board has talked to us about the possibility of building a new fire station. One of the things with it would be utilizing Okra grant funds. We'll talk about that. And then this is the project the town had tried to do, was it 2008? We had looked at doing a station on the front side of where the water tower is at, in the front half of that property. So kind of today explain what would be needed, but also would we still be able to do a station there? So Nathan Held is with Indiana Region 15. He handles all the stuff with Okra. Kind of explain a little more on what goes into it.
So I've got a little handout here.
Thank you.
So the grants, the grants through Okra, we've, like Mark said, back 2007, 2008, we did a planning grant. I worked on that one too. But kind of designed a building, but because these funds, you have to have at least 51% of your beneficiaries be low to moderate income. We tried an income survey at that time. It didn't work because, when you're trying to do an income survey on the service area, which is
Pretty broad.
broad, it didn't work. And so we had to step away from it. But last year, they put out numbers roughly every 5 years based on census and different things. And if you qualify based on those numbers, you don't have to go through an income survey. And so the town itself now qualifies at 75.3% low to moderate income. And what's even better is Jackson Township is at 53.7%. So both qualify without doing an income survey. So you're automatically eligible at this point. So when talking with the fire department and, looking at these grant opportunities, they felt it might be time to revisit the kind of that original goal to build that station. So just going through a little bit, the town has to be involved because only a unit of local government can apply for these funds. So the fire department can't apply directly.
And the township can't apply.
Correct. Yeah.
That's the bigger piece. The township was interested in doing it, but they can't actually apply.
Right. Yeah. So it does have to go through the town. There's two possibilities. Well, yeah, two possibilities. And I think maybe we're talking about trying both of them. So starting off, the CDBG planning grant, we can apply for a planning grant up to $20,000 to provide a full study, a feasibility of the station, looking at one or a few different locations, potential locations, potential layout of the building, and cost estimates, public involvement. There's a whole lot involved, but it pays for a consultant, an architect or an engineer, whoever, to come in and do that study. Otherwise, pay for that out of pocket. So there is a match requirement. They require a minimum of 8% of the total project. They have set a flat fee for grant administration up to $7,000. Because your grant's so low, Indiana 15 would charge that much. But you do have to have a certified grant administrator to do these grants. That's what our role is. So your match would be $4,000 for the grant administration fee, but that's not coming from the town.
So the entire thing is the township's trying to figure out from their end how and what they're allowed to do, but the overall plan is for the township to be paying for it. The town would just need to be involved because they have to be the ones to apply.
So you as the town would be involved in every step, but not financial. So you go through a process to select the engineer and architect. there's 3 rounds per year for the planning grants. They haven't put out the schedule for next year yet, but I assume it's gonna be the first 3 quarters of the year. They can accept the grant. It is competitive, so we may not get it the first time, but we keep trying. But if you want to move on to the actual construction of it, the planning grant is almost a necessity at this point to go through and get that full plan. Because it puts together everything you're gonna need for a construction application down the road. So that's a similar setup. That one you can apply for up to $750,000. And that does require a minimum 10% of the total project match, which again, will be figured out between the township and the fire department, that's down the road. And, there's some highly competitive program to be in. This one, so on the planning grant, it's just the town directly, under your name. On the construction, either the fire department or the town, well, probably the fire department would serve as the subrecipient. But again, town's still involved in all of that because you're the grantee.
Mm.
But,
So we have to be on all the applications then, basically.
so, and really, there may be some commitment of time for what, serve, like when you select an engineer, we need at least one person from the town to be on that committee. Going into the construction part of it, there'll be public hearings and things like that. That's kind of just a quick overview of what we need.
Okay.
So do we need a motion to move forward with that?
I think it should be something. I know Marty had some input. If he had some information. I don't know. What's
I'm
the
on that
timeline
line.
that would the board be required to make a decision tonight, or is that something they could table?
I mean, they could table it, because, like I said, we asked Tom Will inspect to be able to be in the application for the first
No, I mean,
quarter, so. And, this is more of a preliminary, just in general, the township, they weren't able to make it, but they asked if we'd be able to bring it up, get it started, because ultimately you'd have to have documents signed between the two saying, you guys are acknowledging and willing to be the applicant, but under the understanding that the township is agreeing to be the actual financer.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys wouldn't be on the hook for any financial costs except for the property itself.
Okay.
It costs less to mow.
Do what?
So it'll cost less to mow.
I guess we can try to get a hold of Marty then before next month's meeting and get feedback on the town side of things. I don't know that we have plans to do anything with that area, so but thank you you're definitely doing all the legwork, so thank you for that.
If any questions come up, just let me know. I don't know if I'll be able to be here at the December meeting because.
Yeah,
it's
we can just
4
make
o'clock
sure
meeting, But
Yeah, we can make sure we have it on the agenda, or at least get a message to him and from him by the time the next meeting happens, and then get you approved to get moving if that's the case.
Yeah.
And let you know.
I do know one thing, I heard through a pipeline was mention of the main sewer line running in the middle of the property. I think we'd avoid it, but even if not, Nathan and I were talking before, and, the grant funds would be able to be utilized in that manner to actually move that line if needed.
Oh, okay, okay.
So if that, and that would be something from the planning grant side that they would actually uncover and put into the plan itself. The infrastructure stuff like that would have to be dealt with. It'd be like moving a water line for a construction project. So they would consider that stuff in the actual planning phase.
We could sure use it if it go through, because you can hardly get this one truck out. Some people can't hold the mirror all the way in.
Well, I know, and I heard you have some rowdy neighbors,
Yeah.
so.
These doors ain't 10 foot. These doors ain't.
Yeah.
They're not wide enough to get them in and out real good.
And then I think one last thing I want to clarify, would you apply for both of these and be able to receive both of them, or are you gonna pick one?
Well, you can apply for both, not at the same time. So to start with the planning grant, you go through that process, finish that up, and then, we
And then
turn
go
around
on
and
to
do
the
it.
bigger one to actually
Basically
start
use the
construction.
Planning grant, get all the information to apply for the construction grant.
Okay,
It takes care of a lot of the stuff that they ask for in that grant.
that makes sense.
Because the actual grant itself, you have to have drawings.
Yeah, and a lot of them, I mean, there, for the construction, it is very, very competitive. Very competitive. So, none of this is quick,
Hmm.
but at least the planning grant helps put together a lot of what you need and at least take a shot at the construction.
Okay. Have my answer for next month then?
We're just gonna say, yeah, at least get that going. Just because if that has to be done first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So put that on the agenda for next month, the CD or CDPG planning grant.
All right. Thank you. Any other, yeah, you guys can head out. You don't have to hang out with us. We're not much fun.
Thank you.
I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the payroll claims and payroll. Side. Oh, okay.
Been working 14 to 16 hours a day for the past like 8 or 9 days. I don't even remember what day it is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I probably got about 20 hours of sleep in the past 2 weeks.
And here I thought I've had it bad, just not being able to get to sleep till 1 in the morning because the time changed.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
Are you still working all the way over in Mount Vernon?
No, heck no. I only did that for three weeks or so.
Oh, okay.
No, I just took another job at AEP through the union. I accepted the assistant manager job at the turkey farm.
Mm. Yeah.
Because I was laid off for like 4 or 5 months. So I was like, well, I can't really afford to go to part-time hours, and they were getting ready to make me go to part-time hours if I didn't accept the full-time position. They kind of forced me into it. And now I just need to get my insurance to go through the delivery of the baby. So I had to take one little small job to keep that going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this one's gonna be?
Girl,
Girl.
Tegan Ayla,
How are you gonna spell Tegan?
Teagan.
Okay, I can deal with that. There's someone that I just met from Waterloo, Illinois. Not that it was important to you whether I could deal with
Was
it.
it TEE or something?
She spells it
Just keep it. I said, okay, I can deal with that.
It has to be spelled right.
Teigan, And like German names, you always pronounce the second vowel. So really, I want to say her name Hagen. She has them in the wrong order, but I'm sure her parents wouldn't care about my opinion of her name. It's just cute. It's like Daniel looked at you like, well, I'm gonna have your approval.
When I say it out loud, are you gonna be able to tell which letters I use? It's like Tamara. I've heard it pronounced Tamara and stuff like that. I like Tamara better, but
Yep.
people are gonna say it how they want to say it.
Is this a typo there? Does that matter? No.
For that.
And our online banking stuff is going okay for you still that we set up?
Of course, they shut me out because I hadn't been in there. Nobody gets in there, but I hadn't got on there, so they shut me out. So I had to call them.
Oh, no.
I figured next month was good enough. I did the bank.
Not for them.
I motion to approve the claims and payroll docket.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye, and we will adjourn at 4:28. And you weren't here last month. We talked about doing the executive session right after this to talk about salary. Do you have time to do that?
Yeah, if it's not gonna take more than 5 or 10 minutes, I can.
Shouldn't. We usually just get the old stuff and take it all times 3%, right?
Yeah.
Normally they do.
She's been doing a lot of stuff since my daughter moved to Indianapolis. My daughter they always come down and help me babysit.
Oh,
I moved to
okay.
Indianapolis, so I don't have any help now.
Oh,
So I've been
no.
working nights.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of stuff for me. Okay, I guess this one. I thought she was the reporter. She's sitting there with a pad of paper and
I did too. And then
I
when
thought,
she
well, she
spoke up
was-
at public comments, I'm like, what does a reporter have to
But see, I
say?
handed her that thing and she says, well, what do I want this for? I said, well, you're the reporter, right? She said, no, because she wouldn't hear you.
Do you have the, no, we quit, yeah. Oh, I need to turn this off.